Hey everyone, it is Allison and I am back with kind of a recap video. Now this video is long overdue. It is like the end of June and I am going all the way back to layouts that I made in May and then a little bit in June with the kit that I put together for the Counterfeit Kit Challenge group where I was a guest designer for May. So we're going back in time. But I kind of wanted to go through everything that I made and then show you what I have left in my kit. The last video that I just put out was me putting together some sort of little mini kits with everything that was left over to make a few more layouts. And then I said I was going to make some cards. So I did. I didn't make as many cards as I had kind of planned, but that was just not enough hours in the day. So yeah, so let's go through what I made. So this was, I believe, the first one. These are not necessarily in sort of time order for what I made, but I'm pretty sure this was the first layout I made with my kit. And then this one, which I used the pattern paper that I made as part of my forgery, and I embraced all the circles in that one. This one used my kit and was in response to the National Scrapbook Day challenges. This one was a Pink Fresh challenge and I scrap lifted a layout. There is a process video for this one. This was another National Scrapbook Day challenge. Now this one does not use my kit. This was other stash items. This was kind of a like get it out of your stash into your album sort of challenge. I had a lot of fun with this, and but I did make it in May, so it's going in my pile. And then this one was my response to the sketch challenge. Words are hard, people. Words are hard. Which, you know, doesn't necessarily look like the sketch, but I think that's kind of the point, where you take the sketch and then you make it your own. So this was my response to that. And then this one was the start of me using up my kit remains. So there was this one. This one is a process video. There was this one that I made. When I am filming this, I haven't actually posted that process video yet, so I can't remember if I made one for this one or not. Anyways, but the rest of these are layouts that I made from the little mini kits that I put together to try and use up the remains of my big kit. That one, this one. I was not originally going to use this background paper, but I'm super happy that I did. And this one, love that torn edge. And then this was the final one I made. I wanted it to be nice and soft. There's maybe a few more layers of paper than I was originally intending, but I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And in the background, I've got some stamping. It's a very sort of watercolory stamping because I put the ink onto my surface, sprayed it, and then stamped, like used that sort of paint as my ink for my stamp. So the result is this very loose watercolory look, and I love it. And then these are the two cards that I made with some of the kit leftovers. So let's take a look and see what's left from my big giant kit. Now I did have a lot in this. This box was pretty full, and we'll go through that. Now, things that I can't use up were these. I used all but this one. This was the one that I found after I put my kit together. I knew that I had it in my stash. I just couldn't find it when I was putting my kit together. And I never ended up using it. I don't think. No, I'm pretty sure I didn't. But I did use these stamps. So the background on this, I've used like all the different circles to create this background, and then I cut it out. And then I think some of these were the stamps that I got the real watercolory effect on that last layout. So I'm super happy that I was able to use all these stamps, and they of course can go back in my stash to be used for other projects. Embellishments. Well, paper scraps. So this is all my paper scraps. this is what I have left. And I will go through this. Anything that is too small is just going to go in recycling. My 6x6 papers will go. I have a whole bin of just 6x6 papers, so that'll go in there. Things like that I might hang on to. I really liked this particular paper, and I like being able to cut out these circles and use them as embellishments on all sorts of things. So I'll probably hang on to those. But I do have kind of a rule that I square everything off, and it's got to be a decent size to either put on a card or a layout, and then it goes into my scrap bin. So those are my paper scraps. I didn't use that, and I knew I wouldn't because I wasn't putting it in for that side. It was this bluey green side, and as you can see, it's fairly decimated. I did end up using more small letter titles than large letter titles. I had 2 other colors in my kit, and I don't even think I used a single one of this dark green. No, I did not. But I did use quite a few of these ones. So that's good. I had a whole lot of enamel dots in there because I had purchased a bunch of the Altenew ones for my birthday last year. I think those are all the enamel dot sheets. So I still have a lot of my Altenew ones left, which is great. The Pink Fresh ones, I used quite a few. And this sheet of 49 Market ones, I used a lot of those. I did use almost all. I just have these yellow ones left. These are kind of the faux wax seals. So I'm really happy about that. These are the chipboard. Let me find the backing so I can see them properly. I have everything out of packages. That's not the right backing. Oh, whatever. Okay, puffy stickers. Didn't use a ton. I ended up not really telling stories that fit a lot of these, the sentiments and the graphics that were in that collection. I used a few of these, quite a few of these actually. The ones that are left, again, didn't fit with the theme of the photos. I mean, I ended up using a lot of photos from the time where we went to Scotland for my aunt's funeral, so like a lot of these just not appropriate. I still have a lot of the die cut ephemera left, and stickers. So I used some, but I have a lot left. That's okay, that'll just go right back in my stash. And then the one thing that I glossed over was this. So I ended up putting a lot of things in here. I had sheets of printed stickers, and I ended up basically cutting out most of them, and so that's one of them. So I cut out most of them and put them in here. When I would go through die cut packs to pull out ones that I thought I might use on layouts, if they didn't go on a layout, I would just put them in here instead of putting them back in the corresponding packet. Sometimes I would cut little bits out of, like that's from the 6x6 paper pad. That's from a sheet from my stash, like from my scrap bin that I found to add later. So a lot of these went in there. These are a couple of the forged journaling pieces that I made. So I have a lot of things in here, and I'm undecided if I'm going to put them back in their packets or if I'm just going to leave them in here as kind of a catch-all for little embellishment bits, because something like this is really easy to grab and take like to crop. I have Scrap Happy Family Reunion coming up in North Carolina, so I can easily fill a couple of these and take them with all sorts of little embellishment pieces instead of a bunch of packets. So anyways, that's what I have left in a big stack of layouts and a couple of cards. So I had a lot of fun. And I know that I kind of kept going into June. It was just the way my life schedule worked. But anyways, I hope you guys had fun in May, and I hope you are continuing to do it. I made a kit for this month, but it's at the end of the month and I haven't touched it. So I might just roll that over into July and take that with me to North Carolina and use it, and then I will share what I've made. I really like the concept of making your own kit using inspiration from previous kits that have been put together. So I think I will continue to do that as much as I can. The other way to do it is to follow somebody like Shamel, who does her Best of Both Worlds kit, where she picks out the items she's going to be using each month, and then she puts them into a shopping list at scrapbook.com, which you can either purchase straight from scrapbook.com or your local scrapbook store if you still have one, or shop your stash to see if you either have those items in your stash or very similar items and put together a kit. So it's kind of a similar concept where you're really encouraged to shop your stash first, and then add in things that you might want, be able to afford, all that kind of thing. Yeah, I just really like that concept. There's no monetary commitment, and you're not about to receive a whole bunch of stuff that you can't use and don't like. So anyways, I will see you again soon. Thank you so much for playing along with me and being so supportive, and have a great day. Bye-bye.